Ayan. So, good evening everyone and welcome to another class on GAMPRG2. So, today we're just gonna discuss about event dispatchers in C++ and yun nga, a bit nga of the compiler tuloy, collider. Okay. So, if you remember in Blueprint, if we are to create a event dispatcher, it's as simple as adding right here event dispatcher, right? And then you could name it like on exited, yun yung pinangalan nyo noon. Tapos you can even add parameters here, right? Which is yung si tile tsaka tile, tile. Okay, so ito yung naalala nyo, no? Tapos kung kailangan nyo i-call, it's as simple as call. Ito. So kapag nag-exit save layer, i-call nyo, tapos sasabihin mo self. Alright? Tapos kung
Sir, wait. Is this a new thing? A tile?
No. This is old. Itong event dispatcher. This thing's old. You've used this back in GAMPRG1.
Oh, sir, are you recording this as well? Or no?
Yes, I am recording.
Even this part right now?
Yes. Here.
Okay.
Okay? Tapos nung sa blueprint naman, blueprint tuloy. Nung sa game mode naman, parang ang ginawa natin doon is after spawning the tile, spawn actor from class. I'm just giving you refresh lang. Yung ginawa niya noon. Si tile. That's what happened was you could bind the on exit right here. There's meron siyang create event dito that you can create either create event or yung custom event. Depende kung asan yung itong code na to. Right? Okay. So that's how you did event dispatchers noon. Now, in C++, it is very different. And it's something that you wouldn't think it should have worked. Right? Okay? Wait lang. Everyone remembers, no? Naalala niya paano gumawa ng event dispatcher in Blueprint. Okay. In code, it is very different. What happens is, we first have to create the signature. Ano yung signature? Yung signature is yung ano man yung like ito. Sorry. On exited. If you see here, it has here like copy signature from. Bakit? Yung signature, it says like anong klaseng parameter yun gagamitin. Kung yung mga param. Like ito, yung signature ngayon is may BP tile. Or I could change it to, instead of just BP tile, I can change it to Boolean and float. Ito yung signature. Okay? So first, you have to create the signature before you create the event dispatcher. So how do you create that signature? Up here, above the U class and below the include, we have to type in a certain macro for event dispatchers, which is all caps declare multicast. Declare dynamic multicast delegate. This whole code, this whole line here is for yung mga event dispatchers natin. Declare dynamic multicast delegate. After that, it depends on how many params you have. If you have zero parameters, okay na to. If you have one parameter, you type in, okay, lang, delegate, ay, hindi na siya nag-autocomplete. So if you have a one parameter, it will be one param. If you have another, you have two delegates, it's two params. So let me type that out again para mag-autocomplete. Declare, dynamic, multicast, delegate. Sorry. May underscore nga pala. Delegate, ayan. So there's one param. And then if it's two params. So it really depends kung ilan yung parameter nyo. So if you need more, you just change yung ito. It could be seven params. Depende. Right? So let's say C1 param. We'll try to create yung sa tile. C1 param. Now, in the parentheses, it really depends. So pag in all the number of params, ang pinakauna dito sa parentheses is the name of the signature. You have to give it a name. In this case, I want it to be called F on exited. Or F exited na lang. Okay? So, important si F. Without F, mag-error si yung compile. Sasabihin niya, kailangan may F. So, he's very picky sila. So, when it comes to mga signatures, kailangan may F. Okay? So again, lahat ng mga declared dynamic multicast delegate inside the parentheses, the first one is the name of the signature. Now, depending on how many parameters you have, iba-iba mga to. So here we have param1 type and param1 name. So yung type natin, di ba ginawin natin si tile? I'll put here my param type will be a tile. Asterisk. Kasi I want it to be pointing to that tile. Then finally give the parameter a name. Ito, you can name it anything. You can right? That could be the name. Ikaw bahala. Ikaw naman yung magsasuffer nun. But in this case, I want it to be called tile. Sige, test tile. Para may iba. Then, semicolon. Alright? Ayan. So that's how you create a signature. So kapag walang param at all. Oops, sorry you class. Declare dynamic multicast delegate. So kung wala siyang parameter, it's as simple as this F test signature. Ayan. So at the start talaga, it will be red. Hindi tatanggapin ng Visual Studio na this is a thing. Because it's just really weird. Ganun talaga. Okay? So again, the first one is the name of the signature. Actually, ang usually ginagawa, F exited signature. Pwede ganun. Just to say, it is really a signature. It's not required to have this, but kayo bahala. It's okay to have it. It's okay to not have it. Okay? Now, if I want to create the event dispatcher mismo, in this case, I'll put it as a public. Public since I want it to be called by other classes. I have to type in the name. See, F exited signature. F exited signature. And then the name of the event dispatcher, which is on exited. So if I build this, if I compile this right now, lalabas kaya siya sa sa editor natin. Tama. No. Correct. Okay. So this is you need to add a certain specifier. This is not a U function, but a U property. And inside, for event dispatchers, it should be blueprint assignable. So tama, Oliveros. Okay. So this specifier is strictly only for yung mga event dispatchers. You're not gonna use it anywhere else. Actually, pwede lang ganito. You don't even need edit anywhere or blueprint read write. Di na. All you need is blueprint assignable. Okay. So normally this wouldn't. If I after typing this, normally dito nag-green. Hindi nababasa ni Visual Studio na this is a signature. Usually, there's just be white. There's naka-red line to. Tapos, kapag tinype mo dito, it's also white. So, kung ganun, if that happens, you could try to close Visual Studio and open it again. And usually, that will fix na. Mag-green na to. Okay, so let me compile first. Oops, no, that is not. Ayan. Ayaw compile. Ayan. So, na-compile siya. You notice that it's not here, but if you try to call it here on exited, ayan, you have the bind and wait. Blueprint read on exited. Hold on, let me just check something. Okay. I think I am mistaken. Kailangan ata ng... Is this right? Blueprint readable? Read only? Because right now I am missing the call. I'm missing the call function of the... wait, hold on. Up. Nope. My bad. Right now, all I see is assign. That's why I'm trying to double check on exited. Asan is the call? On exited. It's not blueprint callable. Blueprint callable is U function. Ala. Bind, unbind. Did they change something? Hold on now. Hold on. Paano may bagong ginawa? Blueprint read only. It's not edit anywhere. Sige. Let us all explore that. UE5, event dispatcher, C++. Yep. You don't need this. Oh, bind raw. Unless it's only C++ lang. Baka ganun. Event. Nope. Okay, yeah, that might be it. It could be that you can only call it through C++. So if you create a C++ na event dispatcher, you can only call it on C++. Oh, that's weird. I don't remember having it able to call in the blueprint mismo. But anyway, sige. So I'm guessing on the event dispatcher in C++, you can only assign it sa blueprint, but calling it mismo should be done in C++. Okay, let's go with that. Okay lang. Usually naman hanggang C++ lang talaga when doing this. Okay, so how do we call this event dispatcher? So if you were to call this, it will be like on exited dot broadcast, and then you see right away it has kailangan may parameter. Since ang nalagay natin dito is may parameter. So I'll type here self. This. Because I want to send my own tile. Yan yung message. Yung itong mismong tile. So usually you will do this when the player failure overlaps with the unexited na collider, right? But we'll get into that. Okay, so this is how you broadcast it. That if you want to bind, if you're going to bind this, it will be like on exited dot. It's not here. Whatever I'm going to type here is not here. It is called add dynamic. It's add dynamic. As is ganito. You'll see that it is not in here. It is not a function or method at all. And sure we have this. Pero nga, it's add dynamic. Then inside, it depends on where it is. So this could be this. And then a function name or function. So yung function na to, kailangan dapat it follows with the parameter. Because remember, nung sa event dispatcher, you need to use a event that has the same signature, which you'll see kailangan may a tile. So same thing in C++, kailangan you need a same function with the parameter. So for example, like here, void on exit and the parameter will be a tile. It's just an example. I would you would normally do this in the game mode. But anyway. Ayan. So okay, definition. Okay. So we have here the function with a tile. So ito, this ampersand, because we're pointing to the address of this function. A tile, wherever the function is, a tile on exit. And you'll see mawawala yung red na to. Okay? If hindi parehas yung parameter. If let's say empty lang to, you'll see magre-red to. It knows. It knows na hindi tama to. Because alam niya si on exited kailangan may tile. Right? Alam niya. So it's going to say no, this cannot be. If you try to compile this, di siya gagana. So if I return the A tile here and the A tile here, ayan. Okay na siya. Okay? So far, any questions? You don't need to add a class to be a param ng delegate. No, you don't need to kasi when we do class, when you do class here sa header, it means we're like forward declaring, meaning basta may class na using, trust me. That's when you forward declare. Pero in our case kasi, meron na tayo dito. It's already up here, meaning I have declared it. This is something. So, ayan, di kailangan ng class. Here? You mean here? Okay, depende. Depende if hindi siya yung sarili. So, let's say, instead of this, I want si run character. So, instead of this, I want si run character. I will have to type in class a run character. Because this class does not is not included. Basta sinasabi ko, okay, there is a class somewhere called a run character. Okay, so hindi siya mag-green at all. But let's test it out. So here, I think I can just type in a run character. And then here, okay, whatever. Let's say may a run. We were able to get the a run character. Okay, we're just testing here. And dito, a run. This one, you can name it anything. And then I'll just add it here. Include, just to be sure, include run character. Okay. So, try natin yun. Sige, wala natin. Oops. Sure, whatever. Is equal to I don't want to do this. Get root. Spawn actor. the Aaron character. Ugh. Ay, I just want to test it out. Anyway, compile. Again, while it's doing that. Okay. Nag-okay na siya. So yun nga, kailangan may class dito if hindi siya included. Meaning, I am forward declaring there is an Aaron character somewhere. Pero in this case, since we're using tile, you can simply use a tile here because it's the class mismo. We don't have to forward declare it because I am already on that class. Okay? Ayan. Okay. Let me just bring this back. A tile. Remove this. A tile. Okay. Kuha nyo ba? Gets nyo ba yung ano? Yung pag-call and assign on C++? No, it's okay. It's alright. Kasi everyone will learn also na ganun pala yun. Okay? So if we were ever to do it in the blueprint, blueprint in the game mode, it would look like this. So this is endless runner game mode. Oops. ER game mode. What it would look. Oops. It's still creating it. Sige, are there any more questions while we're waiting for it to be ano? May di kayo ba nagagets? It's alright. You can speak out. Wow, konyo. Okay. So, okay na yung paggawa. Okay. So, how would it look like? I think this will be protected. You would have your like spawn tile, no? Avoid spawn tile. And you would, sige, let's just, go create it. So yung spawn tile mo, you have like, let me just include the tile mismo. You would have like a tile, and then whatever the name is. Oh. And then get world. This is how you spawn, if you remember. Create spawn actor with a tile. And then yung parang mo, yung pag-spawn niya, you have to move it, right? You have to move it to the spawn location. So I'll leave that up to you kung paano ginagawin. Paano yung gagawa. Pwede naman dito yan. there's a certain alright, you need the copy of the BP, the blueprint. So also you would have here like you property. You would have here the subclass of yung a tile. Um, tile class. You would have that, right? And then ito yun yung yun yung ilalagay nyo dito as the class, and then you can change the spawn parameter, or you can change the location, rotation, etc. etc. So kayo na bala. Right? Then, if I want to bind that on exited, ito yung iba yung on exit sa on exit. On exit yung function na ginawa ko. On exited yung event dispatcher. Okay, on exited dot add dynamic. And same thing, I need to bind it to a function. So I will have a function here na, oh, what is this? Oh, whatever. I have a function here on exited. Tapos, this one you can name it anything, or on exit, on exited, on exit. And then the parameter. So it'll be this, because I'm doing it here, and ampersand a, the name of the class, AER game mode, colon on exit. It'll look like this. And important part, I forgot to add here sa tile. Important here, kailangan may u function. Yung function na ina-add dito sa dynamic. Without this u function, it will not work. So this is the usual problem nangyayari. Parang, oh, ba't di siya gumagana? It won't even give you an error or anything. Di siya mag-error at all. So kailangan may u function. Yung function nyo na i-call nyo dito sa add dynamic. Alright? So let's say ito, if you game, you engine. No. If you paano ulit mag-call ng engine. Ano na yan? Shit, nalimutan ko. Whatever. Yung pag-call ng message. It was you engine. If something engine. I remember to see something engine. But anyway. G engine. Thank you. So G engine. Add on screen debug message. Key would be anything. the time, the color, f color. So this is the print string of Unreal. It's just a lot. Hello world. Okay. So yung spawn tile, lagay ko lang sa begin play natin. Visual, virtual, void, begin play, override. Super, begin play, and then spawn tile. Isang beses lang. So this is just for testing purposes. Compile. Nag-crash. Address, OXF. Ba't ka nag-crash? Di man lang niya sinabi where. Ayan, compile ulit. Ayan. So, okay na. Weird, but okay. So, if I create our blueprint, CER game mode. This is BP ER game mode. So, gamitin natin to. I will put it in the world settings. ER game mode. I will use our sige, third person. Tsaka wala dito. But anyway, my player controller, whatever. I just want to see. It's gonna crash. My bad. Why do you think it'll crash to? May nanimutan akong gawin. Okay. So, ang nanimutan kong gawin is to set this style class. Since it was null, so it tried to do this, nag-error siya. Okay, so anyway, balik ulit tayo. Save that. Is this the same? Nope. ER. Third person. Okay, play. Dapat may lalabas dapat na message here. Bakit di siya lumabas? Hindi rin nag-begin play. Screen message. Sige, hold on. Let me compile again. Okay na dapat yun Asan siya? Where's my tile? Oh, my tile's here. So I know it spawned. My bad. On exited. Nga pala, sorry. Because all I did was bind it. Pero hindi nag-call si on exited. Let me do that in my on exited broadcast. Hala, gano'n dapat yun ah. On exited. I broadcasted it. On begin play. Oh, weird. Game mode on tile exit. Baka ano, nag-run to. Mas nauna to i-run to bago na-bind ko. That could be the problem. Yeah, that could be the problem. Sige, okay din. I'll give you another example mamaya. So, basta ganun siya. So again, important, if you're gonna bind something sa add dynamic, kailangan new function siya. Okay? So in here, you see, I'm still using this. Pero may yung function nito should be like ampersand wherever whatever the class yung itong this na to, colon, and then that function. Alright? Tapos kung i-broadcast nyo, it's as simple as onexited.broadcast. Okay, any questions? Yung sample, gagawin ko na lang sa Collider because it runs on the same concept. Ayan, any questions? Wow. Okay. Sige. If there are no questions, I will show you si Collider. So right now, I have an exit trigger here. Si exit trigger, it's a box component. This is just the box collider. And you'll see here, the exit trigger, meron siyang functions such as on overlap, on component overlap, on component end overlap, on component hit. You know, it all has that all that collider calls, right? But what if I want to bind a on begin overlap? On component begin overlap. What if I want to bind something here? You will notice it is using F. F component begin overlap signature. What does that mean? Anyone?
It's is this recorded po ba?
Yes, it's recorded. It's here.
Sorry, sir.
It's
Dahil
alright,
lang
it's
ako
alright.
Sa orientation.
No worries, no worries. You can watch this over. So again, what does this mean? My F component begin overlap signature dito. Ibig sabihin nun? So what is this on component begin overlap? Yes, it is a delegate. So what does that mean? How do we add? How do we bind? So see on component begin overlap dot, and you'll see it uses the same thing. It is a delegate. Add dynamic. Okay. So of course your function will just be here somewhere, right? But this is the problem. Ano yung ilalagay natin dito? Ano dapat yung laman ng parameters ng function natin? Right? Kasi I showed you kanina, this does not work. Sorry. This does not work if mali yung parameter. And the only way we found out is because we know that we said it is a tile test style. Ito yung signature. So that gives you an idea how the parameters look like. Okay? So how do we know? How do we know ano yung parameters natin? If I right click here and I go to the definition or pick the definition, ayan, makita natin it is F component begin overlap signature and then the name. If I right click here again to pick the definition, the actual definition of this signature, it brings us to this long function or this long parameter. It's a 6 param. So again, the first one is the name of the signature. Now the second one here is the name na lalabas dito. You'll see it's called on component begin overlap. Yan yung pangalan dito. What's important here is after this 3. After the name, after the name of the signature, after the name of the function, ito yung important. This whole thing. So if I copy this, let's go create our function void on begin overlap, and then isalpak natin yung kinakopy natin. Of course, it's going to be weird kasi puro commas for each. So let's just remove all the commas here. Right. So here's our on begin overlap. And again, make sure you have u function. Okay lang na empty. It doesn't need anything inside on the strip nyo. Like unless it's a blueprint assign is it implementable event, right? Sure. Pero in this case, I implemented it here. Dito siya. So if you go back to this, add dynamic, ampersand, a tile on begin overlap. And you'll see, tinanggap niya. Okay? So that's how you bind. So it's also just like a delegate. You have to find out first ano yung signature niya. And to do that, all you have to do, again, right click here, we pick the definition of this. So lalabas dito, we pick the definition of the signature again, and it brings you to this. And what's important here is after the first 3, the name of the signature and then the name of the function, and finally the actual parameters that will be used. All right. So if same thing, if I am on component begin overlap, let's say on component hit, right? We have to do add dynamic. So the function is somewhere here that I want to bind, and then I have to find out the signature. Peak definition, and brings up to this delegate. And all I need here is this. So if you create a function with those void hit, I just have to remove the semicolon. Sorry, it's the commas. Sorry, the commas. And then if you do here ampersand a tile hit, tatanggapin niya yun. Right? If I do it hit here, mag-red siya. Ayaw niya. He doesn't like it. Because it needs a specific set of parameters. Alright? Right. So, testing natin. Yung on component on begin overlap natin. Let us call si on exited. But I want to make sure first that it is the character. So if I can cast this other actor to a run character, meaning I know it is the run character, I will call on exited. I would broadcast it. Right? So let us compile this. While that's compiling, I will go use my character. I don't have a run character. Boy. VP. Oh no. Run character. VP run character. Sorry, let me just create my character. Di ko pala ginagawa. Okay, so I noticed I didn't also do the movement, but that's alright. Run character. I play. So you'll know it's here. And I know the collider is somewhere. So let me just move our character. And hopefully... Oh my god, I lost him. Wait. Okay, sorry. Let's just move this guy. No, not you. Where is it? Ayun. Nandito yung collider natin. So you'll see, the broadcast is working as intended. If you saw here, if you remember what we did a while ago sa game mode, nag-add dynamic tayo ng exit that will say hello world. And if you remember, yung on begin overlap ko, when it is the run character, I will broadcast. And then here we have it working. Okay? Gets you na? Get the understand the collider? How to add the how to bind? Sakit sa ulo? You would think na, why? Why did Unreal do this to us? The answer is, si Unreal gives you a middle finger. Ayun. Kailan ulit ginagamit yung U-function? So si U-function, it depends on what you want to use it. Because we have like blueprint, implementable event, right? We have that one, or we have blueprint callable. Okay? Kung wala namang ginagawa yung blueprint nyo dito, kung wala namang ginagawa yung function nyo dito, you don't necessarily need it. But in this case kasi, we're using it sa add dynamic. And kailangan, kapag add dynamic, kailangan may U function siya. That's it. That's the only reason why we're using U function. Without this, ayan, delete natin. Without that, i-compile ko. Don't mind that. It's just okay. So that's okay. So if I play this, remember I removed the U function. Remember that I removed the U function. So if I try to overlap it, yung collider natin, you'll notice it is not working. Kailangan may kasamang U function yung whatever is being added, being bounded to the delegate. So, kailangan to. Okay? So again, U function, you need it if you want it to be a blueprint callable. You want it to be a blueprint pure. You want it to be blueprint implementable event. Right? Or you need to be called, you need to bind it to a delegate. Okay. Any more questions? I hope that answers your question there, Federigan. So itong part na to, I think let's see. When do we need to do this? Twice, I believe. One is exiting the tile. Two is when hitting the obstacle. See, dalawang beses lang gagawin nito. So ito, again, you don't have to use a specific name for this. You can even call it test function, as long as you call that same name here. So names are not important. Okay, any more questions? Sir, meron din ako yung warning. Wag ko ba i-activate? You're talking about this? You could, by doing this. So it says you already did it. So, iyak na lang. It might have been talking about itong Unreal VS, maybe, that I have to do. But there's nothing to worry about this. It's just there. Any more questions? Nakakayak ba? None. Okay. That's good. Iba. Unless you want me to test something out or something. Kayo. None. I mean, you'll eventually need it soon, right? For more space. It is a. It is a. What do you call this? An investment. So many. Okay. Oh, grabe to. 1 terabyte. Pwede. Kahit yung son. Basta SSD. Anything SSD. As long as you put your files on the SSD. Both the project and the yung installation. Alam ko if you place the Unreal on the HDD and then the project on the SSD. Alam ko it should still be the same. But just to be sure, just place both of them on the SSD. Alright, any more questions before we end this? None? Sige. Let me just get our attendance. This one here. So this is what it looks like. We are T1. Sorry, di ko pa check yung submissions nyo, but just keep submitting. So where we at? We are on 6, 9, 26. Put this side by side. Si Layog. Legaspi. Si Con. It's not here, no? And just leave it at none. Si Gerald. Dollar. Delasuri. It's okay. Don't worry about submitting late. Again, it is a soft submission. It's a soft due date. Ang important lang talaga is yung last. Anything after the last milestone will not be accepted. No deductions if you send late yung mga milestones ngayon. Alright? Nothing to worry about. Dito pa siya, no? Ano ba dito si Alcantara, di ba? I think I saw him a while ago. Ano ko siya yung... Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna put him here. Si De Los Reyes, Philip Chan, Oliveros, si Federican. I know this guy is... Oh, he's here. Si Mendoza. Luis. Yes. They're all soft deadlines. The last deadline is the one that matters. So again, it's okay to submit late. Walang deduction. Wala ba si Mendoza dito? Okay. Si Tan. Tan. Wala si Tan. Siyan ko si Sia dito. You're here. Velasquez here. Vasquez and Nagumos. Okay. So yeah, that's the attendance for today. Lester, nope. Gusto ko sana yung speedrun like. That's fine. Take your time, take your time. I think after understanding naman this part, it should be smooth sailing. Yeah, I think it should be all smooth na after this. Kasi ito yung part lang yung medyo weird. How to bind delegates and how to bind yung mga collider. But after this, you should be good na. You should be able to speedrun it. Okay? Okay. I should. Alright. So, anyway, kung wala kayong questions, feel free to message me naman anytime. Uh, as long as I'm online, I will answer you. Tapos kung kailangan nyo ng live consultation, again, just let me know and we can set it up. Okay? Sir, when ako free, Monday to Friday. Preferably anytime before 4. Wag naman yung weekend. Pahinga muna tayo sa weekend. How do you fix the Unreal using the rest of your RAM and still take stream? Wala eh. You can't really fix that. You know what you do? Uninstall mo na yung lahat ng mga yung mga antivirus. Uninstall mo na. Just believe in Microsoft's Defender. You don't need those antivirus because they okay. If that's the case, close mo rin yung mga ibang games nyo. I can't think of anything else besides usually kasi I see Unreal it takes up maybe I think 3 gigabytes with Visual Studio. Buy RAM, download more RAM. 8 gigabytes. What kind of 8 gigabytes? When you compile? Or like when compiling? Ganyan talaga. I think you have there's nothing you can do about it as far as I know. I don't even want to touch the preferences here for compiling. God knows what will happen. Basta i-off mo si live coding. Maybe, malay mo si live coding lang pala yung problema mo, no? Just disable mo si live coding. That's all I can think of, really. As long as you place the project sa SSD, it should run. It should compile faster. But when it comes to RAM usage, not sure na about that. Okay. Sige. Kung yun lang naman for today, again, feel free to just message me kung may kailangan nyo kung may tanong kayo. Okay? Sige. So, that's it for today. You guys can go and ingat kayo and stay safe. It's the same thing. Alright? Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yung mga magpapakonsult, you can stay behind